Hey there, my name is Sam Bretzman. I'm the owner of BretzMedia, and this is video number 2 in our 2026 local SEO training series. This is a series that we are doing just for our internal team, but we're putting it out there, hoping that it is helpful for people and looking for feedback if anyone feels strongly one way or the other about what we're doing here. Video number 1 was just an overview of local SEO strategy. And then video number 2 here, I'm going to come back to optimizing the Google business profile. We're going to talk about citations here. So citations are, in my opinion, still very valuable from a local SEO perspective. Some people might think that they used to be more valuable in the past. I think that they still are. And with the emerging AI, ChatGPT, Google AI overviews, Gemini, etc., they seem to carry more weight and influence there, and that actually had showed up in Whitespark's 2026 local SEO report. All that to say, I think they still matter. What a citation is, it's just where your business name, address, phone number, URL, other information is listed. And so there are some core ones: Google business profile, Apple Maps profile, Bing, Facebook, Yelp, etc., that really matter. And then there's literally thousands of other ones that you can have your business listed on. In general, you want all of the information to be consistent. So however your business name is phrased in the Google business profile should be the same in the subsequent citations and directories and listings. Same with your address, same with your phone number, and so forth. The consistency helps to build brand trust. If you had 2 different addresses, say you moved offices a year ago and you never updated this, that's going to degrade your trust a little bit from search engines not knowing exactly where the right address is. And all things being the same, if there's another business that has everything else the same as you, but they don't have that discrepancy, they're probably going to rank ahead of you. So it matters. And just from a user perspective, like if you're putting the wrong information out there, if you have old information out there, that can be frustrating for potential customers or clients. So with that said, how we look at this and kind of what we try to do here. One would be our tier 1 core platforms. This is just basically every business should have this. Google business profile, still by far, in my opinion, the most important, and where you're gonna, it really matters. It can be frustrating. There's a lot of issues with Google business profile support and things like that, but it matters. We want it. Apple Maps, also important. This is just thinking about how many people have iPhones, and if your default is just to, hey Siri, show me whatever, or give me directions wherever I'm using Apple Maps, that's where your business is going to show up. And if you don't have an Apple Maps profile, that is going to be problematic for you. Bing matters, Microsoft ecosystem, also ChatGPT, Microsoft working together, so there's some tie-in there. Facebook, I think, still matters, probably the most dominant social platform in that respect. I would recommend getting profiles on all the social platforms, even if you're not using them. And then Yelp, somewhat industry dependent. Like if you're a restaurant or something, like you really, even if you hate Yelp, like you still need to have a Yelp listing. Still matters. Currently, Apple pulls...
Sorry, I don't understand.
Sorry, Siri is interrupting me. Currently, Apple is pulling reviews from Yelp, and so that's another piece to where getting reviews on your Yelp profile is going to impact the Apple Maps side of things as well. So those are primary tier 1. You just need to get the information and get it listed on these profiles. Tier 2, data aggregators. These I would do just because they are simple and easy to do, and it gets it out there to a lot of sites. There's a lot of tools out here. You could manually go do this. I would recommend just paying for one of these. We typically use BrightLocal, and they have their citation building service where you can build individual citations. They have data aggregators that you can feed to, and then that pumps it out there. It's a one-time build for them. Typically, if we're working with a client, we will just do this at the start and get it all out there and clean up anything that is inconsistent. And then you usually don't have to make a whole lot of updates to that unless there's an update or change with the business. Whitespark, just for other options, has their listing services. There's tools like Yext, SEMrush, other tools out there that do a similar thing. I don't think in most cases that a if you have like one location, I wouldn't be paying a monthly subscription for something like that in most cases. If you have a lot of locations or things like that, that can be different, but that is an option for you. So data aggregator, step number 2, just take care of it. It'll help. Step number tier 2, I see what I did there. Sorry, this was 4.1, 4.2, got it. All right, tier 2, this is going to be your industry specific directories. These are really important. I'd actually probably, if I were redoing this, and I can redo it, but I maybe bump these ahead of the data aggregators. These are just can be quick and easy. Industry specific, this is going to be your industry specific citations. So if you're in legal services, Avo, Justia, Fine Law, Super Lawyers, medical, health grade, ZocDoc, home services, House, Angie, Thumbtack, hospitality, TripAdvisor, Yelp, things like that are really going to matter. And I'm going to show you why they matter in a second. One is going to continue to help them build that kind of authority in the brand and just having businesses there. If we started a new doctor's office and we're trying to convince Google and ChatGPT that we're real doctors, but we don't have profiles in some of the leading medical directories, like that's going to make it harder for us to convince Google that we are who we say we are. So we want these industry specific citations. I'm going to show just some examples here. So looking at plumber near me, just did this search, and after you get through the million pages of ads here, you're going to have your Google business profile. Yeah, important citation. Below that, you're going to have Yelp, important citation. Then you have some actual websites, and you have more ads. Then you have Thumbtack, that's another citation. Better Business Bureau, that's another citation. Angie's List, that's another citation. Gwinnett Area Plumbers, might be a citation, might be an actual plumbing service. Either way, you've got like 5 citation directory websites on the first page here. So if you're a plumber in Lawrenceville, Georgia, I would want to have listings on all these so I could show up. Similarly, we did personal injury attorney, look at the legal side of it. You got air ads, of course, your Google business profile, and the top result here is super lawyers. So if I'm a personal injury attorney, like I for sure want super lawyers. I think that was the only one that came up here, but it's not uncommon to see Justia, Avo, other directories. Dentist near me, same deal, Google business profile, you need it. Yelp, you're going to want to be on Yelp. Delta Dental, if you're with Delta Dental there, health grades popped up here. I think I saw ZocDoc. That's an ad, but still, I mean, if ZocDoc's paying for ads and you can be on there, that's something you'd want. Hotels, similarly here, where you got Kayak running ads, Expedia running ads, Booking.com running ads. I don't do hotel SEO, so I don't know if these are citations necessarily, or if you can just make a listing on it or not. Hotels.com. I think I saw TripAdvisor down here somewhere. It's at the bottom. Point being, there's a lot of citations that really matter, and that has not even gotten into the AI realm, which we'll get to in a tick here. So tier 2, industry specific citations. Moving on, tier 3, local authority building. So this is going to be contextual to your physical location, but things like Chamber of Commerce, local newspapers, magazines, sponsoring local stuff, local fundraisers, nonprofits, sports teams. Like if you have a local t-ball team, like go and sponsor the kids and get a link to your website, and that's going to be helpful. I was looking up for one client, and they had the local vet. You could sponsor like a kitten. Like that's fun. Go and you're helping the local vet, and you're helping the cat. And that city business associations, industry, member directories, all of the like local things that are going to carry authority and weight, and like that's kind of tier 3. So these are definitely tier 1 and tier 2. Those are a higher focus, but then we start to get into some of this stuff. This can take a little bit more legwork, and like Chamber of Commerce, like you might need to pay to be a member of the chamber. But those really matter. And tier 4, this is a little newer, but best of type lists. This is specifically helpful for AI visibility, but I'm sure you've all seen it, where it's it's the top 10 cookie restaurants in your city. Those are all helpful. One, it just can give good brand awareness, but 2, AI engines are citing stuff like that. And there can be some, if it's showing up, in search results, which is going to be helpful for you. Example here, best plumbers near Lawrenceville, Georgia. This is from Gemini. You can do this yourself. We do this for our clients, but we're, scroll down, look at the sources, and then see what is popping up as sources here. So if this is an actual plumbing company for these couple, but Trustdale is, I believe, let's take a look here. Yeah, this is a directory, Angie directory. So right there, 2 of the 6 sources or so are directories that you could get yourself in. Then the similar thing here on ChatGPT, same search, but then looking at like what's being cited. Better Business Bureau, that's a directory. CertifiedContractors.org, that's a directory. Better Business Bureau again, Angie List again, more down here, Patch, Facebook, Better Business Bureau, Best Plumbers. I mean, it's half of these here are directories and things that you can get your business on. Thumbtack, Porch, Reddit, Angie. Not all of those. I think the sources may have been here, but then it's like identifying these other pieces up here. All that to say, those matter. And if you want to show up in ChatGPT, I would be looking at getting myself listed in these. This was just the certified contractor site there. So all of that to say, looking at best of lists, and you can just search for best whatever in wherever you're located, and then look at what's coming up. Do the search on ChatGPT, on Gemini, on Claude, on Perplexity, and see what comes up, and then figure out how to get yourself on those. So that is where we are going to wrap up here. I'll touch on implementation procedure, research process. We just hit on that. Basically, assess the client, just make sure you get all their proper information, then knock out tier 1 right away. I would say knock out tier 1 and tier 2, like those main citations and data aggregators, and then the industry relevant ones. That should be top priority. The 3 and 4, the local Chamber of Commerce type stuff and best of list, that's still important. This is going to be helpful, but I would, these would just come secondary to those first ones. Key principles here: quality over quantity. Yeah, you don't need necessarily a service that's going to build you 30 citations every month forever. Focus on these main ones, get the local ones, stay up to date on what's ChatGPT, what are Gemini, what are they citing. Consistency obviously matters. You should have a document that has a single source of truth for here's all the information, and that's what gets used everywhere. Think like a customer. This makes sense. If real customers don't use a directory, it's not necessarily worth the effort. That's where those core ones in Yelp and TripAdvisor and etc. matter, if it matters for, if that's what people are using. And then the AI piece there. So hope this was helpful. That's what we're looking at for our clients. I think it still matters. Would love thoughts and comments and feedback. Thanks.